was Julie on the phone. She was ringing from a service station. Apparently she's coming to spend the weekend with us.
Oh, what she want this time?
She doesn't want anything. Why should she want anything? She's coming to see her father.
She usually wants something.
Well, she doesn't, so move your things out of the bedroom.
You see, she wants my room for a start.
I wish you'd stop complaining.
Well, why can't she have the spare room?
Because it's damp and mouldy and smells of apples. In fact, it's barely fit for human habitation.
But it's all right for me.
No, you're sleeping down here.
What?
On the settee.
I can't sleep on that. It's too small.
It's only for a couple of nights, Matthew. Your bones are young. They'll bend.
Yeah, they'll bend, but will they straighten again? That's what I want to know. I could wake up like Quasimodo. Not that I'll sleep on that.
Of course you'll sleep. Just walk around till you feel tired. You'll soon nod off.
No, as soon as smell of apples, I'll take the spare room.
You can't. She's bringing a friend. Oh, I think his name's Robin.
Oh, not another one.
What do you mean, not another one?
She's always got a new boyfriend.
Well, that's because she's hard to please. She's got standards. She's looking for an ideal.
What sort of ideal?
Well, she always says she's looking for someone like me.
You?
Yes, someone with my attributes.
What attributes?
Never mind what attributes. That's what she's looking for.
Well, that should take about the next 40 years.
Well, that's where you're wrong. She's found him. This one is serious.
How do you know?
For the last 3 weeks, they have been inseparable. I think that's why they're coming, to get my consent.
To what?
To the engagement. You see, your mother doesn't approve.
Ah, so that's it. That's why they're coming. For a spot of free love. You made a mistake giving him the spare room. Oh, there'll be some tiptoeing across the landing tonight, Dad.
No, they won't.
I thought they were inseparable.
Not that inseparable. Your mother doesn't approve because she thinks they're too young. She forgets. She was engaged at Julie's age, and they all said that wouldn't last.
Well, it didn't.
No.
And neither will this.
What?
Because you'll frighten the life out of him. You always do. No one's ever been good enough for Julie.
Wait a minute. If I'm such an ogre, why does she want to meet him?
You won't like him, Dad.
Of course I'll like him. If she likes him, I'll like him. That's why she's bringing him, because I'm the only one in this family with tolerance and understanding. I'll get your things out of that bedroom. They'll be here soon.
Those two are your attributes.
What?
Tolerance and understanding.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Oh, I see we're all dressed up.
Of course. I have to make the right impression. She'll expect it. I want you to slip out later and get a Black Forest Ghetto for Sunday tea.
Why, are we celebrating?
Oh, yes. I mean, it's not official. They're not engaged yet, but they have an understanding. You better get a tin of salmon as well.
Right. Oh, they're here. I don't like the look of him.
Yes, well, don't worry about his looks. Just let them in and watch that bottom lip. He could be your future brother-in-law.
Hello, Daddy. Mwah. This is Robin.
Hello, Mr. Willows.
Now, Robin, let's get off on the right foot, shall we? I want us to be friends, so as far as you're concerned, it's Henry.
Oh, can I call you Henry?
No. This is Matthew.
Matthew?
Why can't I call you Henry?
It's not the same.
Well, don't you want us to be friends?
No. Have a good journey.
Oh, wonderful. Robin's a superb driver.
Oh, well, we have that in common, Robin. I'm no slouch at the wheel myself.
We did it in 3 hours.
What?
Takes you 4.
Robin drives in rallies.
Does he? Well, shall we have some tea, Julie, and possibly a slice of Madeira?
Did you want me to get it?
Well, yes. That's if you can let go of Robin's hand for a moment. Sure he won't run away.
Right.
Wonderful girl.
Yes, we've been inseparable.
Yes, I'm sure you have. Mind you, that's not always a good thing, you know, Robin.
Isn't it?
No, you can see too much of one another, and that's not always healthy. Take my advice. Don't drop your friends.
I won't.
Right, now, sleeping arrangements. Julie's going into Matthew's room, Matthew's going into the spare room, and you're sleeping down here.
What?
Down here.
On the settee.
The settee?
Yes, I know it looks small, but it's amazingly comfortable. Would you like to put your case in with Matthew? It's the room at the top of the stairs, opposite mine.
Right. Henry.
Oh,
What?
I don't like the look of him at all. Well, did you get a chance to speak to him?
Yeah, he's all right.
All right. He's looking for a smooth passage, Matthew.
Well, he's come to the wrong place.
You notice how he left everything to us? Didn't put a thing away. He just sat there.
He didn't know where they went.
He didn't even dry a pot. He just sat there.
You told him not to bother. You told him to treat the place as his own.
Well, he certainly did that. He had 3 slices of cake.
You offered him 3 slices.
Yes, but he didn't have to take them, though, did he? He was filling up there like a camel. You know what we've got on our hands? A freeloader. I don't think he likes work.
He's got a degree.
Oh, no, but he hasn't done anything with it, has he?
Well, jobs aren't easy to find these days.
And he was on the phone.
You said you didn't mind.
He was on for 10 minutes. I thought he was going to speak to every member of the family. I can't help it if his granny's ill. He takes too much for granted, and that includes Julie. And I thought he'd come to ask for my consent. He probably thinks I'm going to give her away with a pound of tea. Well, it was different in my day. You went into the sitting room with the parents and asked permission. Then there were a few tears, a dry sherry, then down to Bravington's for the ring. The trouble is, there's no respect for parents these days.
Well, I think I'll go up now, Daddy. I'm really quite tired.
Yes, all right, Julie. I'll see you in the morning.
Robin's quite tired too.
Is he? Get off that settee, man.
Perhaps it'd be better if he had the spare room.
What?
Well, it's a bit crowded in here.
No, we won't disturb him.
It's all right, Julie. I wanted to speak to your father anyway.
Oh, did you?
Oh, yes. There's something Robin wanted to ask you.
Ah, yes. I thought there might be something.
Good night, Robble Bobble.
Robble Bobble.
Yes,
What a name.
I know.
Oh, I forgot. Good night, Dumpling.
Good night, Yes, well, Matthew, Robin and I want to talk.
You don't want me to stay?
No.
Right. Good night, Robin. Oh, good night, Dumpling.
Well, Robin.
Henry.
Now, don't be nervous. I'm not an ogre. Is it something you couldn't ask Julie's mother?
Yes.
Now, before you say anything, let me give you a word of advice. Life's not easy, Robin. In fact, it's a struggle, and there are no free rides. You know what that means.
No.
Work.
Oh, yes, I think work's very important.
Oh, well, now you're talking my language. I've worked all my life. I started work at 15. I've never been out of work.
But I want to make the right choice, Henry. I don't just want to go into a job and spend the rest of my life regretting it. After all, that's what you did.
Who said that?
Julie.
Oh, yes, well, you see, it wasn't that easy in my day.
But have you ever thought what your life would have been like if you'd made the right choice? Something you'd really wanted to do, or what you might have achieved?
Yeah. Now, wait a minute, we're not talking about me. We're talking about you. The thing is, can you and Julie afford to take this step?
Well, yes, it's only a camping holiday.
Camping holiday?
We want to go on a camping holiday to France.
France? In a tent?
Yes?
You mean just a strip of canvas between my daughter and the Gallic hordes? Is that what you're suggesting?
No, I'll be there.
Yes. In a tent?
Yes. Would you have preferred a hotel?
Who said anything about a hotel? No, I shall have to think about this.
Well, of course, but Julie said you'd understand.
Yes, I understand. But you see, Julie's very precious to me. She's my only daughter. You know what that means. If anything was to happen to her, I wouldn't answer for the consequences.
Of course.
So we understand each other.
Yes.
Good. Sleep tight.
Good night, Daddy.
Good night, Julie. Good night, Robin.
Good night, Henry.
That's the last time I'm playing Trivial Pursuits with him.
What's the matter?
He cheated.
You mean he won?
He didn't win. The game wasn't finished. We lost the dice.
How could you lose the dice?
Well, I was going for a 6. I rolled it too hard and it fell off the table and went under the sideboard.
And you couldn't find it?
No.
It's only a game, Dad.
Well, you tell him it's only a game. He's the one that cheated. He knew all the answers. He must have stacked the cards. Every time he got one of those little cheeses, he grinned from ear to ear. And when I got a question, do you know what he said? Easy.
You've never lost at Trivial Pursuits before, have you, Dad?
No, and I wouldn't have lost today if it had been above board. If he thinks he's taking her to France, someone who cheats at Trivial Pursuits. For 6 weeks. In a tent.
You mean a camping holiday?
Yes.
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? Well, it's not like going with the brownies, is it? Well, he'll be responsible for her, and I want to know his intentions.
Should think they're fairly obvious.
Precisely. I think he's oversexed. He never leaves her alone. Bottled up in that tent with her for 6 weeks. She's too young.
Mother was engaged at her age.
Yeah, but she's not engaged. See, if he'd have come to me like a man and said, I love your daughter, and one day, in the fullness of time...
It's Ruth.
He's been taking advantage of her. She's always been too trusting.
Be careful, Dad. Remember the barracks of Wimpole Street?
No, they had trouble.
Dad, you've seen the barracks of Wimpole Street. He was a tyrannical father who bullied his family. He was particularly cruel to his eldest son. And he was very possessive about his daughter.
Yeah, well, I'm not possessive.
Well, we can't find the dice anywhere.
Can you?
So we thought we'd go for a walk by the river.
Good idea. I'll get my coat.
Well, actually, I was just thinking of Robin and me.
What?
Only we haven't had much time to ourselves since we've been here, and there's something we want to talk about. You don't mind, do you?
Mind? Why should I mind? I didn't want to go anywhere.
I knew you'd understand. Well, what do you think of him?
I like him.
Yes, everybody likes him. He's very popular.
I'm sure he is. I warmed to him straight away.
Yes, he likes you. Oh, and he said you were very unlucky.
Did he?
Yes, he said it's very unusual to play that long without getting a single cheese.
Yes, well, you better get off before it rains.
Right, bye.
Did you hear that? Something he wants to talk about. That'll be me.
You don't know that.
That's why he doesn't want me along. We always did that walk. Well, I hope he falls in. He's too possessive. I hate people who are possessive. And he's devious. Where are they?
They've gone to fetch some more bread.
What, more bread? He never stops eating. He's had a whole loaf this morning. And he's finished the orange juice. Wait a minute. There's a banana missing. He's had a banana as well. There were 2 here a minute ago.
All right, he's had a banana. It's not the end of the world.
He's a locust. It's not as if he needs the energy. All he's done so far is sit around finishing my crossword.
Well, you can't finish it.
Matthew, I may not have had a university education, but I am perfectly capable of finishing a crossword.
I think you're jealous.
I am not jealous. I just don't think he's right for Julie, that's all.
He's got a first. I should have thought that made him very eligible.
Eligible? I'll tell you what I call eligible. Charlie next door has got a son-in-law who's a qualified electrician with a G-registered Sierra and an 80% mortgage on a wimpy show house. Apart from that, Charlie gets all his wiring done for nothing. That's what I call eligible. What do I get? A university dropout.
He's not a dropout. He's deciding whether to take his PhD or go into industry.
Yes, well, he's not living off me. There's no room for dropouts in this house. We pay our way here, so no one is going to sit in my house finishing my crossword and eating my bananas unless I say so.
Oh, hello, Daddy.
Hello, Julie. More bread?
Oh, yes, I got brown this time. Robin prefers brown.
Didn't think he seemed that averse to white.
He prefers brown.
Oh, yes, of course, more roughage. We'll get some in for next time. Where is he?
In the dining room.
But I thought he'd gone with you.
Oh, he's looking at the paper.
Robin? Did you hear me going on in there?
Yes?
You'll be the death of me.
Who will?
Matthew.
Oh, you were talking about Matthew?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a relief. I thought you were talking about me.
You? Well, that's a good one. Did you hear that, Matthew? He thought I was talking about him.
That's a laugh.
We've got you some brown bread.
Oh, thank you.
You needn't bother with the crossword. I finished it. I whizzed through it this morning. Not bad for a non-graduate.
Yes. Only there's no such word as goodles. Or plodge.
Yes, well, you just can't read my writing, that's all. Do you mind if I have my paper? Thank you.
Good night, Henry.
Good night, Robin.
Oh, Daddy. We're going to be going soon, and,
What?
well, I wondered if you'd thought any more about the holiday.
Oh, yes, the holiday. Camping, isn't it?
Yes.
That means a tent, I suppose.
Yes, Robin's got a small ridge tent.
Small ridge tent. Well, I mean, are you cut out for a small ridge tent, Julie? I mean, there'll be storms, rain coming through the canvas, wet ground sheet, damp sleeping bags. You could catch pneumonia.
Not in Saint-Tropez.
Saint-Tropez? Isn't that where they go topless?
Yes. Something is the matter.
Well, to tell you the truth, Julie, I mean, you hardly know him. I mean, 6 weeks in a tent with someone you hardly know.
Daddy, I know him better than I know anyone. We're almost engaged.
Engaged?
Only it's a secret, so don't tell anyone.
No. No, he hasn't mentioned anything about it to me.
Well, he doesn't know yet.
Well, that's done it.
What?
They're nearly engaged.
I thought that's what you wanted.
Well, that was before I met him. He's not good enough for her.
Daddy wouldn't be good enough for her if he was the Archangel Gabriel.
Don't blaspheme.
Oh, what have you got against him?
Well, he's too familiar. All this Henry business.
You asked him to call you Henry.
Yes, but not all the time. He thinks he's clever just because he's got a degree. Well, I was educated at the University of Life, Matthew, and I can see through him. He is totally unsuitable.
Well, if he's totally unsuitable, you'll have to forbid it.
Of course, I'm going to forbid it. He has got no chance of going on that holiday, and that's final. Just don't leave us alone together in case...
You can't avoid it.
Well, of course I can. They're leaving soon.
Oh, Henry, can I have a word with you before I go?
I'll leave you to it.
It's about the camping holiday.
Yes.
Perhaps it's not such a good idea.
Well, that's what... Why not?
I mean, 6 weeks in a tent with someone you've only just met.
Well, precisely. Well, why didn't you think of that before?
Didn't realise how Julie felt. I don't want to hurt her, and, well, she seems to be getting serious.
Well, you're not.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for a permanent relationship.
Well, that's nice, isn't it? All this talk of camping holidays and small ridge tents and you don't know? Have you been leading her on?
No. I assure you, Henry.
Mr. Willows to you. I suppose you think she's not good enough for a permanent relationship.
I didn't say that. Actually, I think she's too good for me.
Of course she's not. Well, she is. She's far too good for you. But you're not getting out of it that way. Have you been trifling with her affections?
No.
Are you going to go out there and tell her it's all off? Are you trying to break her heart?
I don't understand. I thought you'd be pleased. I thought you didn't like me.
Of course I like you. I've never liked anyone more. I'm getting some high fibre in for when you come again.
Oh. Then you mean we can go?
What?
On the holiday.
Yeah, of course you can go.
Great! I'll tell Julie.
Well, did you tell him that?
Yeah, I told him. What did he get his degree in, Matthew?
Psychology.
Psychology.